In this video, we are going to learn about a couple of more applications around macros. So, which is can we create a graph using a macro? Okay, so we are not going to write any code. We are simply going to record a macro and then see how the Excel reacts or what kind of value Excel stores when we create a graph and a macro for the same. All right. So the first thing you have to do is you go to view, go to macros, you click on record a macro, you write a macro name which is uh, develop underscore graph graph. Okay, and you click OK. So the macro recording is already started. You select this thing. You select the entire data set. You click on insert. You click on the graph and you click on a cluster 2D graph. Okay, that's the first thing which you have to do. Then select again, click on insert, click on a different kind of a chart which is stack chart. Okay, so what essentially I'm doing is whether macro or whether the Excel is trying to differentiate between the different kind of graph. If yes, then how does it do? Okay, so we are just trying to extract that information using Excel. Okay, so that's why I've created two separate graphs. Change the title, which is this is normal column chart, and this is stacked chart. All right, and you stop the recording. You click on view again. You click on macros. You click on view macros. You click on develop graph and you click on edit. Okay, now you will see it's not that difficult. Excel has made it our life very simple. Okay, so now first what we did is we selected a range G12, which is I initially selected to paste. Okay, so this is actually not required. So this paste was not required. So I can remove this entire thing because I had initially selected and I wanted to paste it. But usual operation is not like this. So I will eliminate this part completely. What actually it meant, you select the range where you have to paste, okay, and cut copy mode is false, so it's not like cut and copy, it's like normal copy paste. Okay, and then I deleted, so it's like selected the clear content, so I content got cleared. Okay, so this part is absolutely not necessary, I will remove this. And the next part is something which is required over here, which is range from B5 to D5 select. So which is from B5 to C5 delete. So which is from the left to right, and then it will be down. Okay, so it's down, down, down. So okay, so I would have done something like this: one down, entire down, and till the end, and then I would have done this up. So then it says up. Okay, so this down, 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 and up. Okay, so Excel has provided four statements. Okay, then Excel has said add chart. So I clicked on insert. Okay, and this is the first chart which I selected, which is a column clustered 201 column clustered chart select. So I've selected that, and graph using macro. Okay, so in this sheet I have pasted this. So Excel has created this graph using macro from B5 to B5 to D15. So whatever the data Excel has given, Excel has created that graph. Okay, and then the Excel has provided some other comments. It's like shape is increment left and increment top. So this is a dimension which Excel has given to the graph. Okay, then I deselected, then I selected it again B5 to D5, down, down, and then I said column stacked. So over here it was column clustered, and here it says column stacked. Select, same thing, graph, and this is the information which Excel has taken by itself. It's like the thickness of the column, which is the thickness of this column chart, or the height of this column chart, which Excel has taken by itself. So we don't need to do anything about it. Then it says range G32 select, which is range G32 select. So I would have gone down and I would have picked this up again up. Okay, and then I clicked on chart 2, which is over here, and then I renamed it. So renamed it, it says something like this. Okay, and then Excel has given a font dynamics over here, which we don't get into. And then I selected the chart 3. So select the chart 3, select, and I've renamed it to a stack chart, which you can see over here, stack chart. And then again the font dynamics, which we don't get into. Okay, so it's very simple. So whatever we have done, so Excel has done rightly. Okay, so instead of this B5 to D5, so let's say I just want to select from B5 to C5. So I want column chart only for this. I want column chart only for this, and stack chart for the all three columns. So I have to change this, the first cell, wherever I see. Okay, so I have to change this as well, C15, and that's all. Because so this part is for the column chart and the rest part is for the stacked chart. Okay, so I don't need to change anything over here. I just wanted to change only for the column chart. I will delete this, I will delete this, and I will run the macro again. So let's see how it happens. View macros, develop graph, and you click on run. It says it has encountered an error. So you click on debug. Now you go to the chart. So increment left, it says minus 274.5, and increment top, which is minus 39. So you try and remove this and see what happens. Okay. Now try and remove or try and see what it does. You save this, you click on OK, and you see precisely the graph has come. Okay, now let's do it again. Let's do it again. Macros, view macros, develop graph, and run. Okay, now it says end. Okay, now there's only one cluster chart which has come, which is perfectly okay, and only the normal column chart which has come only for agent 1. Okay, now you see the data set has been uh, given to us. Now we have made a comment of that particular thing, which was over here, edit, which is increment left and increment top, which was the dimension provided by the Excel. We have eliminated that. So that's an issue over here. Okay, so how do we solve such issues if you are not sure what Excel has done that? So what you have to do, you have to run the macro again. Okay, you have to record a macro again just by selecting these two columns or whatever the operations you are trying to do. Create a chart, and whatever the data appears over there, you can directly choose that. Okay, so let me demonstrate. I will record a macro again, which is graph underscore column. Okay, I'll click OK. So Excel has started recording the macro. I will select this data, which is okay. I'll click on insert, and I'll click the normal chart, which is over here, and I will stop the recording. Now when I go to macro, let's see what Excel has done. Column macro, edit. So this increment value has changed. Okay, now if we control C, control X, if we put this value over here, if we put value over here and we save this, and we delete this, we delete these graphs, we delete these graphs, okay, and we run the original macro again, which was develop graph. You run this, okay, and the output comes. Fair enough? Okay. So this is how you should run the macro. This is how you should be able to develop a macro. This is how you should be able to debug the macro. It's not that difficult. You just have to play around with it. What exactly the Excel is doing, what exactly Excel is not doing. You just have to understand the basic premise, and then so everything Excel can do, everything Excel can record. Okay, we will see a couple of more examples in the subsequent videos. So if at all you are not able to write a code, you just execute what exactly you want it to be done. You record that thing, you understand the code behind it, and then you copy paste that code in particular at particular location. And that's how we so that's more like a trial and error method. This is highly used in the industry, because in the industry not everyone knows the coding, but you should be in a position to decipher what that particular code says. Okay, so that's the basic contour of what we are learning in this particular unit, which is a macros. All right, we'll see more examples in the coming videos as well. All right, thank you.